Listen to the talk box. Let's talk about it. Talk about it. Let's talk about it. Let's talk about it. Yeah, listening to the talk box. Yeah, listening to the talk box. Let's talk about it. Talk about it. Let's talk about it. Let's talk about it.
Good morning, good morning, good morning. Rise and shine. This is the day that the Lord has made, and we will rejoice and be glad in it. I am so thankful today to be here on the Talk Box Show. I tell you what, every day that we get up is another day to get some things right that we didn't have quite right on yesterday. So I want you to just take out a moment, you guys, and let's share the live. Somebody else need this morning motivation while they're on their journey. So I need for you to share the live today. Encourage others to share the live. Why? Because we are our brother and sisters keepers, and all of us need motivation. I don't care how saved, sanctified, filled with the Holy Ghost you are, life will still happen, and we need each other. I know you think you the lone wolf, but you are not. So take out a moment to share the live. Not only that, take a moment to address yourself in the comments. We want to get the algorithms up so that others can partake of this morning motivation. So I hope that everybody is doing well this morning. I know that for me, God is just good all the time. And so I'm very, very thankful. So for you guys who come on with me every day, I really do appreciate it. It is noticed. And so I thank you. So we want to just dive right in. Make sure that you're liking the live. Make sure that you're sharing the live. And make sure that you go over and subscribe to my YouTube channel. We want to get that channel up and going. Hello, Dr. Miller. How are you? I am so thankful that you are in the place on today. And you know what we say here at the Talk Box? We say every day above ground is a good day. We got another day to get some things right that we didn't have quite right on yesterday. So I am excited. Today is Transitional Thursday. We are transitioning on today. We don't want to stay the same. If you are the same in your spiritual walk that you were on April the 27th, 2022, then you're missing something. That means that you really need to tap in to the Talk Box every morning and get that morning motivation so that we can transition. Somebody say transition. We want to transition. We want to not only transition, but transform into the man or the woman of God that God has called, ordained us to be. We're going to transition on this Transitional Thursday. We're going to use this opportunity to transform into our spiritual heights, the best you that you can be. You do know and understand, like I said earlier in the week, that you have fingerprints that nobody else matches. So therefore, I want to be the best me that I can be. I don't want to be you, and you shouldn't want to be me. But I want to be the best me that I can be. Somebody say the best me. You know, God didn't make anybody just like you. I know some of your children look like you, but they are not you. If you're a twin, you might be an identical twin, but you are not the same. So that means that we get the opportunity to transform. So God told us in his word, be ye transformed by the renewing of your mind. He said, then and only then will you know my good and perfect will for your life. So we want to transform. We want to transition today. We want to transform our minds. Be ye transformed by the renewing of your mind. That means that you need to change some things. Somebody say change. You might need to change some stinking thinking. You might need to change the way you react to others. You might need to change how you act towards others or towards the situation or circumstance that's going on in your life. But I do know this. I know that today being Transformational Thursday, that we're going to be like the Transformers up in here. We're going to transform into the men and women of God that he already called and ordained us and created us to be. So on transforming yourself, there's some things that you have to do. The first thing that you need to do is renew your mind. Somebody say renew your mind. We're going to renew our mind. Well, how do I renew my mind, Minister Sonia? Thank you. I'm glad that you asked. You renew your mind by stop filling it up with mess and junk. You renew your mind by watching out for the TV shows that you're watching. You know that they call a TV show a program. That means that TV is programming you to the ways of this world. That's why we have to mind our eye gates and our ear gates. We have to be careful of what we're listening to. We have to be careful of what we're looking at. That is the first step to renewing your mind. You're going to guard your eyes, guard your ears. You're going to renew your mind by watching and assessing the programs that you're watching on TV. I know that we want to say, well, it's just entertainment. Well, let me tell you something about your big, beautiful brain. Your brain is so awesome that it is a awesome recorder. It is recording everything. That's why I encourage people, do not fall asleep with your TV on. Because you're allowing that programming to take hold while you are sleeping, because your brain was designed just like God, and God never sleeps nor slumbers, and therefore your brain never sleeps nor slumbers. I know it feels like your brain done slowed down a little bit. I know it feels like that you're not on all of your pins and needles at the moment, but I'll guarantee you your brain, it's got a whole mind of its own. And so what we do is we renew our mind. We renew our mind by assessing the things that we watch on TV and not being programmed by the programs. That's why we've gotten so far away from being genuine, because we have all of these reality shows on TV, and then we try to mimic those on the reality shows. So we mimic what we see on TV, and so those things are going into us, and we're not able to renew your mind. Remember what I just said was, if you renew your mind, he said, be ye transformed by the renewing of your mind, so that you will know my good and perfect will for your life. You do understand that in order for us to reach abundant living, we got to be living by God's standards. But if we don't renew our mind, if we don't transform, then we're not able to even know the perfect will of God for our lives. There's some things that we have to go through. Somebody say process. It is a process. Well, the first thing I want to tell you is what is transformation? What is transformation? Somebody write in the comments transformation. Man, make sure that you're liking the video, and make sure you share the video, because somebody else needs to be transformed today on Transformational Thursday. Don't let nobody miss it. Some of us is having problems out of loved ones because they have not transformed. But you're not doing your due diligence by laying it out before them. So you can do that by sharing the live. So what is transformation? Transformation is the process. Somebody say process. It is the process or a period of changing from one state or condition to another. It's the process. And the reason why that is so important is because sometimes we get so close to our transformation, but we give up because we get tired of the process. But I want you to know on today that you should not despise the process. The process is necessary. The process is what makes you stronger. The process is what gives you endurance. The process is what builds your character. The process is part of the transformation process for you to be the man or woman of God that God already called and ordained you to be. So it's a process. It's a process. It's a process. Thank you, Dr. Miller. Thank you, Tony. Thank you, Yashelle, and thank you, Ebony and Sparkle, for being on this morning. Happy Thursday to you guys as well. But this is Transformational Thursday. I'm going to transform today. I know you expect me to respond to your antics in a negative manner, but it's Transformational Thursday. I don't have time to react unbecoming. I don't have time to react the way I used to react. I don't have time or the energy to put in a lot of negativity. It takes more for me to frown than it does to smile. So I'm going to learn how to smile and nod. So in today being Transformational Thursday, and we knowing that transformation is a process, and we know that in order to transform, you got to change. Somebody say change. Nobody likes to change. Everybody want to stay the same. But you do understand the analogy that says if a baby is born at 8 pounds and 6 months later that baby is still at 8 pounds, there's a problem. There's some type of deformity. So I'm asking you, in your spiritual walk on today, have you gotten stagnant? Have you started looking at yourself and you're the same today, April the 27th, 2023, that you were on April the 27th, 2022? Then I am encouraging you to transform. Transform by renewing your mind, transform by changing the way that you act and react, change the way that you walk, change the way that you talk, change the way that you respond. And we're doing that by renewing our mind because we want the fullness of what God has for us. And after we are in the transformational period, then the question was asked, how do we transform? The first thing I told you, stop watching all that mess and junk on the TV. Some of that stuff will get down in your spirit and you used to didn't be an angry person, but you started watching all types of angry programs on the TV. So that TV program has programmed you, and it has attached a spirit to you. Do you understand that everything in this world is spiritual? It's some kind of spirit. It's either a negative spirit or a positive spirit, but it's some type of spirit. So there's all types of spirits that's running rampant all over the earth. I said to myself yesterday, I noticed that I was gravitating. I watch YouTube a lot, and I noticed that I was gravitating to YouTube channels that had a lot of negativity, that had a lot of gossip, that had a lot of backbiting, because it was showing excerpts of the reality shows and that sort of thing. So in order for us to transform by the renewing of our minds, we have to change. We have to change, and you change by guarding your eye gate and your ear gate. Now, for some of those who want to debate me and say, well, it doesn't matter what I watch on TV. It doesn't matter what I watch on my computer or my phone. It don't matter what type of music that I listen to 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. I beg to differ. Because what you put in your body, whether it's through the mind or the mouth, it becomes a part of your body. So that's why it's so imperative that we watch out for the negative things in this world, or the things that is not of God's spirit, of God's nature. So again, transform by the renewing of your mind. So we're going to change. Tony Capehart says the process is necessary for the success of your transformation. That is so true. The process is definitely necessary, because if you don't go through the process, you'll never get anywhere. It's like telling yourself you're getting ready to go on vacation, and then you get in the car and you never start the car up. You'll never get to your destination. So I'm going to pause right here for just a moment, because I want you to go ahead and share the live for me. I want you to talk back to me. I tell you all the time, I'm a Baptist preacher. So you need to talk back to me. Stir this gift up that God have instilled inside of me. Let me know that you are in the place. Make sure that you share the live. Make sure that you're liking the live. Make sure that you let somebody else know that you're here on the talk box on Transformational Thursday, and you have decided to transform. Somebody say, I decided. I decided to transform. And you know that when you transform, everything around you have to transform too. See, we're built just like our big brother Jesus. And you know, anytime Jesus stepped on the scene, nothing remained the same. So every time you step on the scene, you need to be the game changer. You need to be the thermostat that sets the temperature that's in your atmosphere. And you do that again by transforming your mind. Now, let me tell you something that'll mess you up when we're trying to transform our mind. Trying to transform our mind, but still trying to do things the same way. The dictionary says that the definition of insanity is doing things the same way and expecting a different result. There are people who've been married 4, 5, 6, 7 times, and you haven't realized that you are the common denominator. You got to change some things. You got to change the way you love on folk. If you want the fullness of what God has for you, you got to change some way that you think. You got to change and know that the glass is half full and not half empty. You have to change today. On this transformational Thursday, we got to make sure that we are in line for the change. I have decided to transform. I'm going to be a transformer today. My husband loves to watch those Marvel movies, and you see them, the Transformers, and they transform from a robot to a car. Well, we need to do a spiritual transformation. We need to transform from the old you to the new you. There's a word for that. The word says that when I gave my life to Christ, I became a new creation. All old things are passed away, and lo, things have become new. So I can't continue to do the same thing the same way and expect a different result. That is insanity. Somebody say insanity. You keep hopping from church to church because something is wrong over there. That church is imperfect. But the reason it's imperfect is because you showed up with your imperfections. Do you understand that none of us is perfect? However, we all should be striving. Then we have the insanity of different relationships that we're in. We keep doing relationships the same way and expect a different result. But are you not tired yet? Are you not tired of not getting any results out of the life that you're living? Are you not tired? Are you not tired of everything? You feeling like you just broke, busted, and disgusted? Why don't you change? Why don't you try something different? Walk out of insanity and walk into God's will and God's way. Because when we transform our minds and we start changing, then we will receive different results. But you can't receive a different result doing the same thing over and over. That is foolishness, and that is insanity. How about this change? How about starting to be a giver instead of a taker? You've been a taker all your life, and what have you come up with? You still broke, busted, and disgusted. You still haven't gotten any farther than you thought you were gonna be by being a taker. So why don't you change on this transformational Thursday and start being a giver instead of a taker? Why don't you change and start giving out wise counsel instead of unwise counsel? Why don't you change on this transformational Thursday and start receiving wise counsel? Some of us, God have sent you a boat, a plane, a jet, a bicycle, and a scooter to get you out of your situation, but you refuse to take wise counsel. So why don't you change on this transformational Thursday and receive wise counsel? That's a change for you. That's a good way of staying out of the grasp of insanity. That's a good way not to fall into diverse temptation, because we're going to change. We're going to change by putting up boundaries. We're going to change by listening to wise counsel. We're going to change by starting to think. The Bible says that we have the ability and the authority to cast down every imagination that exalts itself against the knowledge of Christ. Well, the knowledge of Christ is that he came to give us life and life more abundant. That's the knowledge of Christ. The knowledge of Christ says that I am healed. The knowledge of Christ says that I'm above and not beneath. The knowledge of Christ says that I'm the head and not the tail. The knowledge of Christ says that we are victorious. So if there's anything that rises up in you that is contrary to the word of God, then cast it out. You have the authority. Okay? You have the authority to cast it out. We will no longer walk in insanity. because today we're transforming. So next week, next Thursday, you should be a little stronger. Going through the process, you should be a little stronger. So we know, let's get back to what transformation is. It's the process. We talked about the process, or a period of time of changing from one state to another. So we said that it's a process, but I also want to talk about the period of time. God says, Ecclesiastes 3, there's a season for all things. So don't give up before the miracle happens. Keep on striving. Y'all know I say all the time, push past your pain. I know that you're hurting. I know that you don't understand. Push past your problems. I know that you feel like that your house is on fire. Push past the pressure. There's pressure coming all around you, on your job, at home, in your relationships, with your children, your car. Everything is pressuring you. But I'm going to continue to pursue the prize. And the prize is abundant living. So this is transformational Thursday. So no longer will I. The only thing I'm going to stand still for is God. When he said, be still and know that I am God, that don't mean for you to stop moving. That doesn't mean for you to stop pushing. That doesn't mean for you to give up. It doesn't. But we have a choice today. We have a choice to do something different. We have a choice and a chance to start transforming into the men and women of God that we've already been called and ordained to be. So I thank you guys for coming on today. It has been my pleasure to be with you guys. It's definitely always a pleasure to be here on the Talk Box. I just want to remind you that every day that you come on the Talk Box, I need you to be sharing the live. I need you to be sharing this journey to abundant living with others, whether it's your friends, your family, your frenemies, those who consider you an enemy. I'm like my pastor said last night, I don't have no enemies. Y'all might think that I'm an enemy to you, but you're definitely not an enemy to me. So I just thank God for you guys coming on. It's just a blessing. It's a blessing that we woke up this morning, that we were in our right frame of minds, that we getting a wise word, a rhema word from on high, that is allowing us the wisdom to be able to transform and renew our minds so that we'll know the good and perfect will for God for our lives. If you're lacking in something, it might just be that you have not transformed your mind. If you don't know God's good and perfect will for your life, it might just be that you have not transformed or renewed your mind in that area. If you don't know God's good and perfect will for your life, then try transforming on today. Get in the mirror and tell yourself, we are transforming today. We're transforming into the men and the women of God that God called and ordained it to be. Well, thank you, Tony. Tony says, thank you once again for my motivation. We try to give it out here on the Talk Box, and it is my pleasure to be your guide while I drive you on your way to your abundant living. I thank God for you. I want you to have a blessed day today. When somebody asks you why you acting strange, tell them I'm transforming, baby. I'm transforming. I can't stay the same. I'm growing. One of my mentees said, go, grow, and glow. Go, grow, and glow. I said, ooh, I like that. I like that. We have to go, grow, and glow. So I thank God for you guys. It's been a pleasure being with you. We'll see you tomorrow, same time, same place, and we'll just be changing like the caterpillar to the butterfly, so that we can grow our wings and we can fly away. God bless you, and you have a great day.
Let's talk about it. Yeah, you're listening to the Talk Box Side. You're listening to the Talk Box. Let's talk about it.